What is UGC, how I accidentally became a UGC creator, and what exactly I do as a content creator mom working with brands. Today, we are diving deep into this topic. So, if you are interested in content creation, especially if you are a mom, I think this video is going to help. By the way, this video is part of a 100 days of daily YouTube posting that I started, and I know it's kind of crazy, but we are already on month 2. We have been doing this for almost 40 days, and I have shared a lot about content creation as a mom, as well as other topics that I am deeply passionate about, like homeschooling and traveling with kids, and even book obsession, my fantasy book obsession. So, if any of these topics resonate with you, make sure to check out some of my videos. And if you want to join me in this challenge, make sure you subscribe. So, let's start with this big question because I bet you have heard about UGC, especially if you are a mom who's interested in making money online and staying home with your kids. I have a feeling you may have heard about UGC. So if you have heard the term but you're not clear on what it is, it's really simple, really. UGC are three words that stand for user generated content. So, in other words, it is content created by regular people like you and me for brands, as opposed to advertisements that brands do, like commercial advertisements. And the purpose of these videos is to resonate even more with the people who see them. It kind of builds more trust. Like if right now I would make a video of the sunglasses that I'm using, or the bag that I always bring with me every time I go out with my kids, and I tell you all the things that I love about these products, it would inspire more trust from you than if a brand was talking about the product themselves. So essentially, that is what UGC is. And UGC creators are content creators who partner with brands and create this type of content for them. So, as opposed to influencers, UGC creators don't really post this content on their social media platforms, and brands don't really leverage the creator's audience for the partnership. So the content that you create, they use them on their platforms, either as advertisement or as organic content. So, yes, you may have heard that followers are not that relevant, which is kind of true. You don't really need a big following to start. You don't need a big following to be already partnering with brands because they focus more on the quality of your content and how your content converts, how many sales this content is going to bring them. But I do think that having followers helps reduce the load that you have finding brands. And this is something that I have experienced because right now my accounts have grown and I have already started attracting brands that come to me instead of having to pitch. So with that huge introduction, I think you will have a better idea on what UGC is and what UGC creators do. So right now I want to tell you a little bit on how I became a UGC creator by accident. So to give you some context, I had returned from a 10-month trip with my family, and this was at the end of 2023, and I was super depressed. I knew I was not going to go back to work, but my husband was going back to work. And at the time, I had been doing online coaching, so I was already in the online business world, but I had no idea what I was going to do because now my husband was going back to work and I had to stay home with the kids, and I didn't have time for these meetings and all that. So I was already creating content for my platforms, and I always loved creating content about my trips and things that I did with my kids. Then one day, a brand reached out to me and they offered to send me a wooden map to put on my wall. in exchange for a reel. And I had never worked with a brand before. And when I saw that email, I was like, oh my God, there are people out there who are willing to send me stuff for me to create content for them. I create content for myself. Maybe I can do this for brands as well. And this situation got me really interested. And I remember having seen something around UGC. So I was like, what is this? Maybe I can do this. So I dove into TikTok. This is where a lot of the UGC creator stuff started, and I started seeing what other creators were doing and how they were attracting brand partners. And I learned that if I created a portfolio, I could start showcasing samples of work, and then I could start maybe pitching to brands, or even reaching out to like opportunities that I saw online. There were many UGC platforms that were just starting. And if I created profiles there, I could start applying with these video samples that I would create. So I started and I immediately got into it. And since I did say yes to this wooden map brand, which was a perfect start because I didn't know what products I could use. So I started with what I had. And one of the things that I had first was this map. And I ended up making like 3 videos, and I used these pieces for my portfolio. And then I got creative. I was like, what else can I use here at my house to create videos as if I were being paid for them already? So I got my yoga mat, and I got some of my clothes. I think I also got um, books that my kids had, and I just started. I had like 5 or 6 samples on my portfolio, and I started. Like I had no idea what I was doing, and I started. My very first paid deal was a $15 photo for like a Montessori toy brand, and it was thanks to an app. And then I got another photo, also $15, and just things started escalating from that. Like the moment I got paid my first dollar, I was like, oh my God, there are brands out there who are willing to pay me. I bet how many more brands I can find. So the more I did it, the more confident I became. And then on X, one day I saw an opportunity and I got chosen for a rug brand, and I got sent this beautiful rug, and I got paid my very first $400 for a video, and I couldn't believe it. Someone was paying me $400 to create content for them. And just things rolled and rolled and rolled and got bigger and got bigger, and the partnerships got more exciting. And here we are almost 3 years later. I don't have at the top of my mind the amount of income that I have done since starting, but it has far crossed 6 figures. And it's really really exciting to know that something that you had no idea how to do, or if it was going to work out, turned into a full-time job, which is what I do right now. Full-time, I partner with brands. Full-time, it is what I do. It is what I'm known for. And I have worked with brands that I would never have imagined, like Amazon, like Allegiant Airlines. We actually took a trip to Las Vegas, my family of 5. Everything was paid, everything was covered. We worked with Allegiant Airlines, and we got paid for our content, which was mind blowing. We worked with, I say we because I create a lot of content with my family. This is definitely not a one-person job. We've worked with the Presidio in San Francisco. Who else? We've worked with Baby Tula. It's Kissick shoes. Like I can't even remember it right now, but it's been a lot of brands, and it's been incredible. Big Sur River Inn, a beautiful hotel in Big Sur. So that's what I do. And right now things are getting really exciting because we recently moved to Reno, and I can't wait for all the partnerships and all the new doors that are going to open since we moved here. So if you are thinking about doing something like this, I hope this video shows you that It's okay to start from scratch. It's okay to start from zero and use the people who have already been who are already where you want to go. Use them as examples that it is possible, but don't use them to compare yourself, because it is really hard when you see someone else's 100 step and you compare it to your step number one. So use them just as possibilities and to ask for tips and to learn from them, but don't compare yourself to them. Start your own journey. If this is something that you would like to try, let what I do be evidence that it is possible. If this video, I don't want it to be super long, but if there is anything in particular that you would like for me to talk about content creation, just deeper stuff about how my day-to-day looks like, or anything how to create a UGC video, just let me know. I would love to make more videos about this, because I know there are many moms who want to live a more creative life, maybe moms who love creating content but haven't figured out how they can create value for brands. And this could be an exciting opportunity. So if there's anything that I can share that I can help with, just ask me. I am an open book and I would love to create more videos on this. So if you want to check out some of my other videos, I have more content creator mom stuff in between this series that I am doing. Make sure to subscribe. And with that, I leave you because I have to go to Walmart right now. So I will see you tomorrow on the next video.